are here at Con on the Cob, sitting here with, wow, Dice Squad, okay? Cool. All the way around. I don't even know where to begin. Hi. Welcome.
How's it going? It's good to be here. Thanks.
Cool. And you know what's even cooler? We're on your show.
We are on your show. And you know how I start my show?
How's that?
What's going on, guys? How's it going? This is Dice Squad. I am Marshall Dice, known as Adam Campbell with...
My name is Mark Bogner. I'm with the Tangibound Network, as well as the Tangibound Podcast. And usually, when I do my shows, it's, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tangibound Podcast, available at tangiboundnetwork.com.
And we're available on Facebook and Twitter, and we have our own website of www.dicesquad.com. I thought that's even better than mine.
Oh, I don't know about all that. I mean, you got that power right there.
Well, it's funny that when I do my podcast and I do that, I tell people, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do my intro. And I'm like, all right, and so all of a sudden I go, wow, and they're like, whoa, wait a minute, let's do it again.
You take them by surprise.
Well, yeah,
and I think that's the best part.
It's sometimes they're like, whoa, I got scared there, and I'm like, I didn't mean to scare you. I just was trying.
It's that whole energy thing that you got to throw out there just to get the audience pumped up.
Absolutely.
Every episode when I open my show, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tangibound Podcast. And everybody kind of goes, what the hell was that? So anyway, tell us a little bit about your show, and then I'll tell you a little bit about my show.
Alrighty. Well, Dice Squad is it's been a wonderful journey and experience, and we're still growing, and we're still expanding our network of episodes and interviews, and you knew we're talking about it. It was an idea that came about 2 years ago. I was a big fan of going to Origins Game Fair because my co-host, who's not here right now, apparently he's lost in some other dimension, or he's fighting Cthulhu or something like that.
I was going to say, last night he was playing with Cthulhu.
I know, but he somehow he got trapped in a black hole, and he's not here. But you know,
it happens.
He'll find his way out. I have good faith he'll be here. But anyway, he got me introduced into board games and card games, and so we're leaving, I think, Origins 2014. And after, because it was such an awesome convention, and I see all these people, they have these Kickstarters, they create all this stuff. And so going home from that convention, I was thinking to myself, I want to do something to contribute to all of this geekdom of taking the time out of your day, your money, and want to create something that's yours. And I thought to myself, I want to do something like that. And so I told my friend, his name is Todd Evangelista, and I said to Todd, let's do something for Origins next year. That way when we come to the convention, we can say, you know what, that's cool what you're doing, but this is what we're doing. And he's like, all right.
Very nice.
So what do you want to do? And I thought long and hard, and first of all, I'm a broke college kid, so I don't have a lot of money. So I can't really make a Kickstarter go on right now. Two, I'm working on a teaching degree, so I really don't have a lot of time. But what's something that we could do, that we could put out for people to watch and see? And I said, let's do a podcast, because I'm a big fan of podcasting. Because one of my big people that I look up to with podcasting is Kevin Smith.
Absolutely, he inspired me to do all this.
He does the Smodcast Network, and I've listened to all of his interviews and stuff like that. And one of his interviews, he told a kid, go out and do podcasting because one, it's free, and two, there's not really a whole there's no monetizing on the market. There's no you have to pay through podcasts. You can make a podcast and put it out there, and you don't have to pay anyone to do it.
And I think the biggest thing that inspired me was he said, anybody can do a podcast.
Yeah.
If you have something to talk about, you could even do it on your phone with the way technology progresses and everything. And when I heard that, I was like,
absolutely, and that was the same way for me. So I said, let's do a podcast. And so it took a couple months of thinking. And the whole backstory for Dice Squad is that with the rise of, we're now in the age of 2015. We're almost at 2016, actually.
Yeah, absolutely, just around the corner.
And by now, geek culture has trickled down into movies. It's on TV.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I mean, you can't walk 5 steps without seeing a Batman or Superman or anything nowadays.
Or Cthulhu.
Or Cthulhu, absolutely. I mean, would you think 10 years ago people would know who Cthulhu is or H.P. Lovecraft?
Really? No, not at all.
So the whole premise about it was that the government with the rise of this pop culture, they thought it was a threat to national security. Like, the geeks could rise up and overthrow the government. And then society would break down and the nerds would rule the world. And the government didn't like that. So they decided to create an elite group of podcasters to cover all board games and card games to make sure that they were able to keep up with all these trends. Hence, the Dice Squad was formed.
Dice Squad.
And it's an elite group. It's myself and my co-host primarily. We do have a few other guests that come on the show to help us out, my friends and other squad members. I am Marshall Dice.
Marshall Dice, I love it.
And my co-host is General Dice. It used to be that we were equals, but now that with what's been going on this weekend, I think I have a little more leverage than he does.
I think you have the ranks now.
Yeah,
you're
I think I do too. But it's interesting is that every person that comes on our show, one of the big things is that they get their own rank on the show.
I love it.
And we have, I think, up to 30 members of Dice Squad now that have appeared on our show. We have myself, Marshall Dice, General Dice. We have Private Dice, Lieutenant Dice, Dice Dog.
Dice Dog.
Two versions of that. We have Comrade Dice. We have
Love it.
Latrine Scrubber Third Class Dice.
Yes.
Andy Hopp himself has a position on our squad.
That is fantastic.
We have Super Dice with Super Dave Razik, who does Ancon. He's a member of our squad.
Wow, that's awesome.
We have our Master of Creatures on the Battlefield, our Pokemon expert, Polka Dice.
Polka Dice.
And we also have our Demolitions expert, Demo Dice.
Demo Dice.
Well, actually,
nice.
it's funny is that the whole thing with Demo Dice, you think it's Demolitions expert, but with Demo Dice, you don't want to go into a bathroom after Demo Dice goes in there.
Okay. That is fantastic.
So, and we keep growing and we keep evolving. We're up to, I think, almost 40 episodes of our regular show, because it's multiple different parts of our show, because we do our original episodes where we review card games and board games people send in. We also have our interview section. We have, I think, close to 50 interviews spanning 2 years.
Very nice.
And we've helped Kickstarters. We've done, you name it. I think we've almost done it. I think I just finished an interview with a cool Kickstarter, Monster Allegiance, this cool tile game that reached out to us, and we did a cool video for them. And I actually did an interview via Skype. It was funny because one of their members lived in California, and the other one lived out in Europe. So I was doing a dual interview, so it was kind of cool.
That is pretty cool. Very
and
nice.
we've able to have press badges for up to 4 conventions now we're appearing at now. We hope to have that grow. Our first one we did was the Groundhog Gaming Retreat. It's over in the dealers hall. It's a cool convention.
Nice.
We did Ancon. Big one. We got to be pressed for Origins Game Fair this year.
That's cool, right there.
So we was really cool because that was we're in the big leagues now. We're no longer this little minuscule pocket. If Origins can give us
you're
press
no
badges,
longer down here. You hit the big time.
Absolutely.
Senior Dice.
What? Actually, that's my grandmother has her own position on the Dice Squad.
So she's Senior Dice?
Well, actually, she's Rosie Dice.
Rosie, okay, I'll take it. That's
actually,
awesome.
we even have our own linguistics department. We have Professora Dice, who's our Spanish linguistics.
That is fantastic.
So,
now, I need a rank here.
Oh, you need a okay, all right. So, what? Give me a rank.
Well, you've already got Private Dice.
Right. Okay. Well, actually, the funniest one we've done, and I haven't done this episode yet, is my cousin just recently got a new girlfriend, and I told them about the podcast, and they, his girlfriend jumped on the. Can we be on the podcast? And my cousin's like, I don't know. So their rank is Dixie and Dirty Dice.
Dixie and Dirty Dice. That's awesome.
So, what do you like to do? What if in games? What do you like to do?
I'm the Explorer Dice. Oh, you know what? I'm a Scout Dice.
We don't have a Scout Dice.
Scout Dice.
All right. Well, because it makes this official. All right. What we do now, big thing here. So raise your right hand.
Raising my right hand.
All right. Repeat after me.
Repeating after you.
I state your rank.
Scout Dice.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
To uphold my rank on Dice Squad.
To do what with who?
To uphold my rank on
To
Dice.
uphold my rank on Dice Squad.
To help my fellow colleagues in battle.
To help my fellow colleagues in battle.
And to promote Dice Squad with the fullest degree.
And to promote Dice Squad with the fullest degree.
All right, welcome to Squad.
All right. I'm excited. Ah, this is fantastic. Now, we just need to get you to be a part of the Tangibound Network, to have it all mutual. We can cross-promote each other. I don't have any swearing-ins or anything, but hey.
That works for me. It's a win-win.
It's perfect. That is fantastic. So, now, what you do, that is absolutely cool. And I feel that we come from the same origins when it comes to podcasting and our passions and everything like that. We were inspired by the same things, and that speaks volumes of the type of person that you are. It is fantastic. I love it. Now, one of the things that we do with the network, or actually I was inspired, obviously, by Kevin to do my show. It's like, anybody can do a podcast. And I just sort of started thinking, I'm like, hey, I've got something to say. And I had a former colleague who helped me get started with the show. And then I brought Jim on board. Jim and I have been best friends since 1981, the summer of 1981. We've known each other for 30 plus years. So it's only a perfect fit to have him as my co-host.
Absolutely.
He's not off playing with Cthulhu or anything like that. No, he's here. He's manning the tech.
Well, and aside from the fact he's lost in the black hole, I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't have all this knowledge of board games and card games without my co-host, Todd. Because it all started on one night. He invited me to his game night. And since then, it's been nothing but we've just been playing board games and going to conventions, and then Dice Squad was born, and the rest is history.
Exactly, and I don't think I could do this show without Jim, because he and I have had this connection for years where we can bounce things off of each other, and we have that chemistry, and we've been told that we've actually had a great chemistry on this on the show and whatnot, but obviously he's up in the background playing tech god.
Absolutely, and so's my tech guy over there.
Hello.
although I would say though, because yours is how many years?
Actually, coming up on 3 years for the show and 2 years for the network.
Gotcha. Well, and how long have you known your co-host there?
This co-host I've known for 32 years.
I think you beat me. I've known my tech director for I think 23 years.
Aha! There you go. But
so
they're comparing notes.
I know. So are there any crazy stories, like, because I know you've been doing this for about, is there any, like, stories you want to share for my viewers and you viewers on any weird interviews you've had or any experiences you've had with this whole podcasting thing?
It's funny. I can truly say that all of the experiences that I've had have been truly, one, positive, two, amazing, because I have interviewed an amazing amount of people. I've grown to meet a lot of amazing podcasters through this. In fact, I'm here because of some of the other podcasters, whether they were on the network or friends of the show or what have you. And I don't have any really weird stories, but it's all just amazingly cool stories of people that I've met through podcasting. First throughout on social media, on Twitter. We've kind of got our own little clique, if you will. We like a gentleman sitting right over there. He's from the Geek Dig podcast. I've known him for a little while now. Kylan and Ken from Geek Watch One, who are pretty much presenting here today.
Actually, I just interviewed them, actually.
Yes, indeed. They've actually been utilizing the network to its fullest extent, utilizing its resources like crazy, and that's what the network is for. That's why we've done it. And these guys they're totally legit with the podcasting. So everybody that I've met through podcasting has been amazing. I can't say enough good about these people. Hey, you're pretty damn amazing. So I mean, come on, how cool is that?
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And yeah, and one of the coolest things that I found about this whole podcasting thing is that when you're a podcaster, and from what Director Dice has told me, is that you're doing when you talk to people at like shows like this, and you say you're a podcaster and can we get an interview and stuff like that. It's great promotion for your show, but it's also great promotion for the people you interview.
Exactly.
And then people can be like, you want to review our game? Here's a free copy. And
yeah, which I've actually run into that. Now, we're not really a gaming podcast, but we do, like to have fun. And gaming, of course, is absolutely fun. So whether you're rolling the D20 or you're playing like a Magic or what have you, it's just gaming in any sort, I think, is just an amazing activity where, one, you can stretch your imagination. Two, you can actually, the imagination is the biggest part, especially like if you're into Dungeons and Dragons, or if you're into what was that? It spawned the game Mech Warrior. Do you remember that?
BattleTech?
BattleTech, thank you very much.
They have actually, funny, well, I don't mean to take away from your story. At Origins, one of the cool things that they have there, they actually have the BattleTech pods.
I've seen those. They used to have them at Dave & Buster's.
Yes!
I love it.
Yes!
I used to play that game a lot. I loved it.
Yes, when I was a kid, my Director Dice would take us and we would go play BattleTech, the battle pods.
Yes, at Dave & Buster's.
Yes.
I love that game. And
that's the funny thing. They have the same pods, and they have them at Origins, and they have tournaments going on for 4 days straight of you, and you could choose. And the thing is, you could choose any mech.
Yes. I was going to join the league that they used to have at Dave & Buster's, but money got in the way because it's an expensive,
absolutely
game to play.
Absolutely.
But I loved it. I love Mech Warrior, but BattleTech, the original game, really. I still have friends that play that left and right. Now they're kickstarting another project for another game that I'm floored by it. There was this whole ad going around Facebook that really. Can't remember. It was I think it was another video game, but that game right there really stretches the imagination. That I feel like with Dungeons and Dragons, et cetera, et cetera. But that whole imagination thing just really, for me, is what. I lost my train of thought. But that whole imagination.
That happens to me all the time.
Absolutely. So imagination is like the biggest inspiration for anything. You get these little kids, the things that go on in their minds. I think a child's imagination is the most powerful thing there is. But when you get a group of people and different age groups or what have you, sitting down, rolling the dice, playing Dungeons and Dragons, that's where it all comes to play, and you have that imagination that works together now, and you've got one big like a hive mind for imagination. It's brilliant.
Well, and that's one of the cool things that I find about, like, as we as a society evolve. Like, we're now at 2015. Like, in this day and age, anyone, because with that whole imagination thing, if you have an idea, like, the outlets now to do this kind of stuff is like, you can do it. Like, as with, like, 20 years ago, there was, like, I'm pretty sure there was no Con of the Cob.
No.
There was no Con. If you wanted to do something nowadays, you just do it. Because there is an outlet, or there is a market, or there is some form of entertainment or website you can put your stuff through, or there's a Kickstarter, or there's, Patreon, all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If you want to do something, you do it. I mean, whether it's Dice Squad, or the Tangibout Network, or Geek Watch One, I mean, that's the awesome part about this, is the fact that we're able, or,
Geek Dig Podcast.
Geek Dig Podcast. I mean, you can do it. I mean, and I can't wait to see where, as a society, we are 5 years from now, because, like, is crazy.
It absolutely is crazy. I'm with you on that. It is fantastic. So, I mean, with everything going on, the way technology progresses, the way that the mediums come around to promoting or just getting the word out there for your show or your network or what have you. It's just, you've got YouTube, you've got Facebook, you've got Twitter, you've got Snapchat, you've got
Instagram.
Yes, we have an Instagram account too.
My brother has one. I can't really figure it out. I've been told by numerous people that you should do it for Dice Squad because you could but I'm like I don't know how it works. Like I just
You're posting pictures.
Well, but it's but you're not making I'll have to experiment. It's a lot of this.
I understand. I didn't get it either. I didn't get it either at first. But then I downloaded the app and I just started uploading pictures and it works.
The recent thing that we've done so far right now is we have I've explored Twitter and Pinterest. And Twitter's okay. I do the hashtags and stuff like that, but I get depressed when one day I'm oh, I got 86 people that like my page, and I check back in 2 days and it's oh, there's only 84 now. 2 people left, and it's great.
Well, you'll have that, especially when if you're just starting out on the social media. It's just a matter of keeping up with it and trying to make sure that you don't lose the people who follow you. I mean, it took a while, but we are now up to 1,700 likes or followers on Twitter. Right?
Wow.
So, and it took this long just to get us up to that point. I mean, one of my other shows is it 400 likes? Okay, great. But finally, we actually got it up to that point where it's now we've got a good following. We've got other shows that are retweeting us, people that are trying to promote us while we're trying to promote them. And it's really cool once they grab on and you figure it out and it clicks like that. You can just take it and ride that wave. It's really cool.
One of the coolest things that happened with me recently is I was at a convention and a person tapped me on the shoulder and he said you're Dice Squad, right? I said, yeah, I am. Well, what can I do for you? He's like, I just want to let you know that I watch your show and it has re-inspired my family to have family game night. I just wanted to let you know that your show is pretty cool because we watch your episodes and we were able to my family's able to do family game night. And to me, that's
a beautiful feeling.
Well, yeah, it's one of the it's one of the coolest things, and one of the other cool things that we're doing in November is big thing that General Dice has talked me into doing is that we're being a part of the Extra Life project.
Yes.
And we are raising money for Rainbow Babies and Children's Hospital.
That is fantastic.
So
and absolutely amazing.
For my personal goal, I'm trying to raise $200 to donate to Children's Hospital. So we're going to be playing board games for 24 hours. So
I see nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely.
It's something you're passionate about, and it's for a good cause.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. I love it. Absolutely. Where can everybody find you? And I'll tell you where people can find me.
Absolutely. Well, they can find us on Facebook.com/Dice Squad. Twitter, I am at Marshall Dice. We have a website, www.dicesquad.com. And can I plug in my other Absolutely. Well, if you like video games, Polka Dice has a YouTube channel, Retro Warp Galaxy.
Nice.
He does Let's Plays. And then my friend Demo Dice also does Let's Plays. It's Retro Warp Zone. And you can check that out. But where can people find you?
People can find me straight up at TangibleNetwork.com, at TangiblePC on Twitter, and Facebook.com/TangibleNetwork. Not to mention Instagram, TangiblePC.
Coming soon for Dice Squad at Instagram.
We're going to try and dip into everything. So.
Absolutely.
Hey, man, that was great.
Hey, awesome. Well, thank you very much for letting me on the show.
And likewise.
And
why not?
Why not? And do you mind if I do my closing?
Sure, go right ahead.
Because now that you have your own Dice Squad to handle. From all of us here at Dice Squad, this is Marshall Dice, known as Adam Campbell, with
Scout Dice, known as Mark Bogner.
And we will see you later. Bye-bye.